Here we have an inspection bid for Steve Barry. It's for a first-gen Camaro 4-speed Muncie car. And this is one of my drive shafts from several years ago. I built it for this car. It's out on the street now after a big restoration. And he's got this nagging little, just seat of the pants, floor pan vibration at 2,500 RPM. Driving down the road, in coast and decel and stuff like that. So 2,500 RPM, 2,800 RPM. There we go. So this thing is as good as the day I built it. And we're going to talk about slip yokes in a minute, but we'll go over the drive shaft and what it's doing. So that's 2,600 RPM. It's zero, dead flat zero on the transmission end, and it's dead flat zero at the rear axle. So I've got no problems with this. We're going to talk about slip yokes here. So the thing to remember is when it's supported in the balancer machine and I'm balancing it, trying to be accurate, it's firmly gripped in a precision 6-jaw chuck right here, and it's caught in a yoke here, a fixture yoke, and another 6-jaw chuck. So it's caught with bearings on both ends. When it's running in a transmission, this part is just slid in there and it's riding on a film of oil between the bushing and tail housing and then the seals, you know, here somewhere. So, and this isn't particular to this car, it's to everything. The fitment of the slip yoke in the transmission is critical. And I modify a lot of slip yokes and, you know, chase these things to ground to make sure they're the right ones. In this situation, I had a hunch that that transmission could use the longer version of this slip yoke. That's like, this ground hub diameter here, from here to the end of it is 3 inches. It's stubby. There's the other versions are 6.5 inches, so double. Any of these automatic transmissions or the slip yoke style transmissions and transfer cases, they don't want to be hanging way out, and they, you know, obviously they don't want to be bottomed out, but you want as much engagement as you can get because it keeps the thing stable at speed, because it's not on a hard fast bearing like you know, like a shaft and bearings like this. It's literally floating in a film of oil on a spline shaft, and the exterior is inside of a bushing right here. It goes like, you know, right there, and then there's a seal. So I'm going to be an advocate of going to the long slip yoke. There's nothing dramatically wrong with the welded assembly here. So I'm suspecting that we can gain some ground on this problem by putting the right slip yoke in the transmission. It's certainly going to make, it's not going to make the problem worse. I'm certain of that, and you know, we got to try something to do something. So that's going to be my plan. I'll call Steve and we will discuss.